watching a video. Yeah. People die after crying out for help. Damn, 57 minutes.
Walk.
Oh my God.
Now step up. Now.
I can't.
Yes, you can, or I'm going to put you in there. Now get in there.
Okay, what the fuck?
So we're going to put you back there.
Actually, what the fuck?
So quit. You've been medically cleared, so we know that.
Well, they say they want you gone, so you gotta go. This is their property. You're gonna get up and you're gonna sit here. I'm gonna stuff you in the floor.
Movie intro has music. The song don't fit, but it's a bob. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? It's actually a movie intro for like murderers or something. It's so loud. Lisa Edwards. Holy flash! Flash warning! What the fuck? Am I actually watching a movie? Is this allowed?
66, you being around for 41.
Yeah, Gloria. I don't know if she's faking it or what, but she's not answering me.
Lisa Edwards.
When your health is
RIP.
at stake and you need emergency medical aid, you go to the hospital. And you trust the expert staff to take care of you because they're highly trained to do so. Most of the time, these types of professionals do their best to find and treat your illness before sending you home. This is the normal practice of the good men and women that work tirelessly in the healthcare field. Normally, they treat patients with fairness, equality, and compassion, all while understanding that a sick person just wants to feel better. True medical professionals and public servants help people and often save their lives in the process. Why they put that much effort into
but
when 60-year-old Lisa Edwards needed medical attention on February 5th of 2023, her horrifying experience left the public stunned. In 2018, Lisa Edwards moved from Tennessee to Rhode Island so she could be near her family. But she couldn't outrun her love for the Rocky Top State and, ultimately, decided to fly back to Knoxville in early February of 2023. Upon arriving in Tennessee, Lisa was going to be living with a friend. She was excited to get back to the state she loved and had everything planned out to the T. After she boarded her flight, the plane took off without any issues. Everything was going exactly the way Lisa Edwards wanted it to go. However, mid-flight, she began to experience severe and unbearable abdominal pain. As soon as Lisa's plane touched down in Tennessee, she was quickly transported to Blount Memorial Hospital for treatment. But shortly after she was seen, she was discharged.
Okay.
Still certain something wasn't right, Lisa sought further treatment from another hospital called Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center. But they too discharged her on the early morning of February 5th. At 6:55, completely disregarding her protests and insistence that she needed medical intervention.
Just audio? Ooh.
Lisa begged anyone who would listen.
I don't think I would do that on stream, though.
She repeatedly told people she was dying and begged for someone to save her life. Lisa had COPD and required an inhaler. She'd also suffered a stroke in 2019 and couldn't walk. Due to this,
I started listening to those when I'm like getting ready.
Wheelchair-bound.
Actual body cam footage of the events leading up to Lisa's...
They asked you to leave, didn't they?
What?
Did the hospital ask you to leave? No, they said they want you to leave. You got to leave, though. They want you gone. No, they want you gone.
Authorities say despite being repeatedly asked and eventually ordered to, Lisa refused to leave the premises. They acted like nothing was wrong with her. She insisted she was having another stroke or even a heart attack, but her cries fell upon deaf or uncaring ears.
You can't get where? You can't get to where? They don't want you back up there. They want you to leave their property.
Oh.
They want you to leave their property, ma'am. Can I what?
Is this supposed to melt your brain? I listened to it and it was terrifying. What the fuck?
You gotta go somewhere. What?
Just to get to a job. I have work. I need to get to my job.
Well, I don't. Who beat you up?
That one lady was crazy.
So the people in the hospital beat you up last night.
They did. They spread me out like there. Ran my ugly lips.
Well, they say they want you gone, so you gotta go. This is their property.
Well, I can't even get out of here.
You're gonna have to figure something out. Cause ain't no need for you to go to jail over some nonsense, but you gotta leave.
I know. I can't get in your truck.
No.
I can't walk.
Why can't you walk?
I have a stroke on my left side, and my ankle shattered.
Your ankle shattered,
Yes,
and they kicked you out.
yes. So ask them.
You must have been giving them some problems then. Were you giving them problems?
If you look at the weather report, it's negative 23 in Where's she going?
Jail, as far as I know.
Lisa was treated like a criminal. What was her crime? What made her so deserving of this treatment? Did she assault someone? Threaten someone's life? Kick a puppy? According to reports, no, Lisa didn't do any of those things. She begged for help at a hospital to save her life. At 7:40 a.m. on Sunday of February 5th, Knoxville police officers attended the scene and ordered the medically
I think it was the
distressed
best part for
grandmother
real.
to leave. When Lisa told them she couldn't walk, they further insisted that she vacate the property, or else she would be taken to jail.
Jail. Confirmed.
All right, young lady. Go ahead, we'll help you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So she's just been sick. She was asking the hospital for treatment and they just
Oh no.
denied it or something.
Please don't let me fall again. Scratches left me there.
Well, some cut on that, that's what it was.
Please don't let me
Alright.
fall.
We're not gonna let you fall, okay?
Okay, you found
Imagine. Oh, it's not funny. She seemed nice, yeah. I mean, they said that she was like begging for help, like she was like sick and asking for help.
Yeah,
They
you
just
do
like
it. We
denied
have
her.
to.
I'm moving this chair.
I don't know. I don't know the story yet.
Step. Almost there.
Oh no!
So sad.
Oh no!
I need you to step up,
I
okay?
can't!
Yeah, you have to.
Pull me back!
Big step.
I can't!
Yeah, you can. Pick your foot
You're gonna
up.
have
We
to,
got you.
ma'am.
You're not gonna fall. You're not gonna fall. We got you. Pick your foot up.
I can't! I can't! I can't! I can't! Oh my god! Oh my
I
god!
feel like she's in actual pain.
Make it.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to get in so we don't have to push you in.
Okay.
For sure.
There you go.
One more time.
One more.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Can't never could. Come on.
Hang on right there.
that white bench.
Hang on right there.
I can't.
You got it. If you get in there, you can sit down.
Stepping on her shirt, her jacket.
Oh my god. I gotta go down. Oh my legs.
Well, that's all that progress will. Ma'am, listen, you're going to have to get up there because we're going to have to physically put you up there if not. And that's not as nice. So please help us help you.
Oh my god.
You've been medically cleared, so let's get in.
My foot's raw. I can't. You're gonna
Please
break
now.
Yes, ma'am, you're going to have to get in
my
there.
ankle. I can't breathe.
You've been medically cleared, ma'am. This is not going to work. So we need you to help us.
My inhaler.
Logan Paul.
Ma'am, you need to get in there.
My inhaler. See it right there.
weren't having these breathing problems earlier when you're out here smoking a cigarette.
They seemed to think she was refusing to leave, but the
Hi,
truth
Kevin.
is, Lisa couldn't leave. Officers seemed to think Lisa was putting on an act. After
How you
all,
doing?
the hospital had medically cleared her, but apparently no one had mentioned that Lisa was wheelchair-bound, and no one had bothered to call her family or friends to arrange transportation for the helpless woman.
The medicine.
She's like getting like the worst treatment ever.
Isabella Circle. Yep, you could have gave her right. You still live in Isabella?
She told us she doesn't live there anymore.
I'm gonna pass out.
No, stop. Okay, it's not working. Okay, just stop. Okay? We're not doing this. So we're going to put you back there. We're not doing this no more with you. So quit. You've been medically cleared, so we know better.
My blood.
Listen, you're getting in there one way or the other, so stop. You're pulling against us. Quit. Now get in.
We're
I'm gonna put you
watching.
in there
We
if you
are
don't help us, ma'am.
watching
Now stop this.
a case about Lisa Edwards. So far, I think like what she's been like denied her like medical care and like she was like begging I think the hospital for them to like help her out and like treat her, but I don't know. Like the police came and then she wouldn't leave because she kept begging them I think for help, and now they're like taking her to jail and stuff, and yeah.
Just turn around, walk back. Turn around,
Oh my blood.
walk.
Oh my
I don't think I've
God.
ever heard this case about Lisa Edwards.
Now step up. Now.
I mean, this was
I can't.
Yes, you can, or I'm going to put you in there. Now get in there.
Let me in.
Don't reach on my head.
Let me in. You can hurt me.
Get in the daggone.
Okay.
Oh my Jesus, Lord, Mary, goats.
the fuck he just say.
Have an inhaler. Well, we can't find it. We've looked everywhere. We can't find it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You do not have an inhaler, but you have 6 packs of cigarettes, ma'am.
Okay, give me up.
You have to use your legs quick. No, you're not. Use your legs.
I can't. They're
Yes,
broke.
no, they're not.
They are. You can leave me Why can't you put me in the back?
I can't pick her up because she's dead weight. She's not using her damn legs on purpose.
She's not helping. She was doing.
No.
Huh? As soon as we grab hold of her, she goes dead weight.
Okay, let me speed it up.
I need more muscle.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You talk to him. This is not mine. I'm just trying to help.
I can't breathe.
There's not enough people.
And,
There's no room to get. Take it in the beat. What's that?
Yeah.
This is all of that. She's been this.
Yeah, but
No, I haven't.
I can't get her.
Listen to me. I'm not doing this with you, okay? This is the Lord. Listen to me. This is the Lord's day. All I want to do is give me some coffee and some oatmeal. We're not going to deal with your mess this morning. We've already spent too much time on you. You're going to get up here in this van and you're going to go to jail. We're done with this. I'm tired.
Like
of
she's
sitting there
actually struggling.
Yeah.
Like the hospital or something didn't like
Listen to me.
let them know that she was
You're
like
gonna
wheelchair
pick your
bound and
legs up and
stuff.
you're going to get in here.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
There's not enough room for him to be in there.
Yeah, no, that's the whole
Pick
problem.
her up. I mean, it's not. It's
Okay.
one.
You're going
They're still trying to get her in. Let's speed this up.
put your feet up.
We can
It's
throw
about the
her in the car,
officers
right?
now.
Yeah, he's gonna bring me that mail. He's picking up the Via.
Hey, Tim Taker. That's why you're going to be good sergeant.
Yeah, if you want to wait.
The officers, namely Sergeant Brandon Wardlaw, Officer Adam Barnett, Officer Timothy DeStasio, and Transportation Officer Danny Dugan, were not just unsympathetic. They seemed downright rude and abusive to Lisa.
Right.
They laughed at her, mocked her, used abusive language,
So
and
fucked
even
up.
pulled her hair. They repeatedly ordered Lisa to get into the police van, but how the hell could she? She couldn't walk, and she told them that. But they just laughed at her and humiliated the poor woman as she fell and lay across the steps of the van with her pants
So
falling down.
humiliating. Why
As
would
far as
they-
those on duty were concerned, Lisa Edwards was faking it. When she started struggling to breathe and asked for her inhaler, one of the officers taunted her
Well,
about
sir, it's been
cigarettes
trashed
before
past week
eventually
by,
finding her inhaler
the
and
night
giving it
market.
to her. They called
Trash.
Lisa dead weight
I haven't checked
because they
my
couldn't
sins.
lift her into the van. How were 4 young men unable to lift one older woman
Roxy.
into a vehicle? Nurses lift heavy elderly
Let's check the
patients into
fuck out of
hospital beds every day in America. 2 or 3 female nurses would likely have accomplished this task with ease. But these strong, uniformed individuals fell short.
Okay, please give me a stretcher. Put me on the stretcher, Becky. Alright. Please get a stretcher. Please get a stretcher.
No, there's no stretcher for
She
you.
was faking
Yes,
it?
it is.
She wasn't faking it though, that's the thing. Well, that's what they're talking about now, that like she wasn't faking it. Like she was in a wheelchair before, but when they discharged her from the hospital after she got like seen and stuff, they didn't let the officers know that she like is wheelchair bound. So it's like she has like issues using her legs and stuff. And they're just like watching her lay on the fucking ground. Like
I'm gone. I'm sick. I'm gone.
Like that's so fucking humiliating, and they're laughing. It's actually so fucked up.
I'll go back to the report that she originally started. And
Oh my God.
You can head to the
Oh my God.
IR number on the CT.
He was like, these strong men can't do it, but the nurses can. As if there are male nurses, yeah. And there's like how many of them? Like, sure there isn't that much space in there, but like, I feel like if they're having this much like problems trying to get her in like this little whatever this is, like they should like get another transportation like bus or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Please. Inhale. Please, sir.
But did she
What's the
die?
matter?
I'm guessing. I think so. It hasn't talked about it yet, but like the whole beginning of the video was that she was like she was sick and she went to the hospital or like a nursing home begging for like help for them to take care of her, help her out. I don't know what the problem was exactly, but for some reasons like police got involved and they wanted Lisa here to leave like their property and stuff. And yeah, she didn't want to leave because she wanted help. That's what they talked about. That's what they said in the beginning. So she got arrested, went to jail, and she just saw the nurses, the doctors again. They released her, but didn't let the officers know that she's wheelchair bound. And now, yeah, they were trying to get her in here, take her to jail, but
Meet your inhaler again. All right. Can you?
they're just laughing at
Can
her.
you
Like,
please
she's clearly
use it the correct way
struggling.
this time? Because you have not used it the correct way.
She died? I'm not sure yet. Delete them in game? I'm pretty sure they might have gotten fired because then they pulled up like, see right here, they pulled up like their fucking pictures and shit. Hi YBG. Oh yeah, I saw you got gifted a sub by the way. I think you did.
Way. Because I myself have an asthma inhaler, and I know the way that you used it is not the correct way. I got one too.
Oh my God.
I know.
Please help me set it up. Sir,
Why?
help me set it up. Please
Take your
set it up.
inhaler. Relax. Take your inhaler.
This is
Stop
so
working
funny.
yourself up so you spit it all out. You're not breathing any of that in, ma'am.
Please set me up, I will.
Ma'am, you're not breathing any of that inhaler in. You're spitting.
Relax. I can't do it. You guys are gonna let me die. You guys are gonna let me die.
After helping her up, they tossed her in the back of the patrol car, but they never bothered to sit her up. From a face-up, lying down position in the back seat, Lisa begged for them to sit her up as she continued to complain that she couldn't breathe. She was told to sit herself up, but she was clearly unwell to do so. Lisa continued to plead for help, telling the officers that she was going to die. Nothing seemed to faze them or relay the message that the situation was an emergency.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whoa.
Quit.
Oh. Oh.
We need her on her back.
Yeah, get it to her back.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You scratch me. We're gonna have some fun.
Okay, Lou. In here.
Come on, man.
She's clearly struggling. I'm sure she doesn't want to be humiliated.
Okay.
Lean her up and seatbelt her?
Now set me up.
Come on.
Set me up. Now set me up.
You can set yourself up. You better hold his foot up where it's gonna get slammed in the door. His foot's about to get slammed in the door.
What's sad is that all the officers, like, all agree with each other, like, she's faking it, or, like, they're okay with, like, each other's actions, like, not helping her up, putting her seatbelt on, all that.
Oh.
Okay. I just throw all her shit in my wagon and decide. Did anyone need Lysol spray on them? I got some.
Hey, them county boys, you better get it together.
You better get back right.
What is all hers?
While taking Lisa to jail, Officer Timothy DeStasio executed a traffic stop on a vehicle that was driving recklessly on I-640. When he returned to his patrol car, Lisa Edwards had stopped responding.
The harsh interactions Lisa Edwards experienced while in the company of those who had an obligation to protect and serve would be the last interactions she would witness before her tragic death. It
That's
seems
so
to me like
sad.
empathy made no appearance that day. Can you imagine going through what Lisa went through? Slowly and painfully slipping away as your cries fall upon deaf ears and mocking tongues. Can you imagine the panic and defeat she must have felt knowing she was dying as careless public servants did nothing to help her? It must have been terrifying.
Leave it unlocked. Open it. Leave it open.
Was her cause of death? She,
Open it.
like, is having trouble breathing. Like, you can't see her. She's in the back of the patrol car, but they have her just laying down on her back. And she asked the officers to sit her upright so she can, like, breathe, but they just left her because they still believe that she's faking it. They're like, oh yeah, they closed the door. You can sit yourself up, all that. And then, I guess, I don't know. They said they went to go do a traffic stop, and this is Lisa here, still crying for help, and I don't know how long, but I guess she stopped responding. So, protect and serve my ass.
I can't say it like this. I can't say it like this. Open the door.
It's sad.
Open the door. Please open it. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Okay. I can't.
And she has like asthma and stuff. That she was asking for her inhaler, but I think they like refused to like find it or anything because they never like. I don't think they gave it to her. I don't even know if they looked for it or anything because one of the officers were like you can breathe like you were smoking like a pack of cigarettes. Sure they smoke. You could smoke, still have asthma. That's your choice to like whatever. But like she still clearly has asthma. Like she smokes cigarettes, yeah, like making it worse for herself. But like I feel like if she had her inhaler here, she would still be alive. She wouldn't have passed away in the back of the patrol car. You're wheezing and shit? How the fuck are they that dumb? I know.
Set up. Set me up.
At least
Come
like
on,
roll the
set me up.
window down too.
Please. Come on, set.
Because I think during this time, they said, so whoever was driving this patrol car, the officer, like, they're supposed to take her to jail. They're supposed to be escorting her to jail right now. But they had, like, a little traffic stop, so they pulled someone over, I think. So that's the cop leaving to do whatever.
Pick me up. Come on, dog.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. I can't say this free.
Yeah, I used to have asthma when I was.
When the driver of the patrol car
younger.
finally realized Lisa was completely unresponsive in the back, he radioed into dispatch, who advised him to take her to the same hospital that had just dismissed her. They placed her on life support, but sadly, she died the following day. The autopsy report stated that Lisa died from an ischemic stroke
That's
due to
terrifying.
atherosclerosis cardiovascular disease. An ischemic stroke is what happens when the blood supply to part of the brain is reduced or interrupted. This prevents brain tissue from getting air and nutrients. When this happens, brain cells start dying in mere minutes. The medical examiner blamed Lisa for her death,
That's so
claiming
terrifying.
that hypertensive cardiovascular disease, morbid obesity, chronic alcohol abuse, acute bronchitis, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease significantly contributed to her death. But the medical report failed to mention that with acute bronchitis and COPD, Lisa Edwards was unable to breathe while lying down. Some would think that given Lisa's circumstances, this might constitute as positional asphyxiation.
Very tragic, yeah. Be terrified of dying too, yeah. And it's like you're begging for help. Like there was how many officers were there too? And I feel like it's also like it is somewhat of the hospital's fault that discharged her, because they didn't let them know that she like is in a wheelchair and stuff. She can't walk, do any of
Resulting
that
in a lack of
herself.
oxygen to the brain, which could have caused the stroke. But this is mere conjecture and has not been confirmed by medical professionals.
Hey, are you up? Yeah, they should be. I don't know, she's not responding back here now. Hey!
I hope they lost their fucking job and got charged with like
Hey!
fucking time.
41 Bravo.
Good.
Just
Can you
sick.
start me a 47 here emergency, please? For a different incident. Hey, come on, sit up!
Can you advise what for?
Hi Matumba! Hello, Big Pan, hi!
Female.
How you doing? You just realize it now?
Did you all get off the Broadway exit?
Negative, we're just before the exit. Off of 640, exit 6. Sit up!
20 to 41, is it your prisoner that's unconscious or the driver of the car you stopped?
My prisoner. Sit up!
No, because, oh my god. Whoever this officer is, they're so fucking dumb. Like, first off, the way that you're handling her body, like, what the fuck? And it's like, okay, they're not responding. A smart person, any fucking person, except this officer or whoever is there, would check for her pulse, right? Would check for her fucking pulse. She dead here? Yeah. She stopped responding, I think. She stopped responding. I don't know how... I'm pretty sure she died here, but they mentioned they took her back to the hospital that she was at, put her on life support, but I think later that night she died. Like, so... I don't know, but like, you would still check for a fucking pulse. Like, what? Average American IQ? How does he have this job? Like...
62, 10-4, Bravo.
There's no one that can come to deal with this?
What? The way that he's like, you guys heard how he said that. It's like he was like complaining, like no one can deal with this. You're dead prisoner or whatever. Like, what the fuck? This is oh my god.
No, Yeah. 41, you have an ambulance now, correct?
10-4, I do.
Stupid cops. Too brain dead, right?
66, can you be in route to 41?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
I don't know if she's faking it or what, but she's not answering me. I don't know if she's faking it or what, but she's not answering.
Check her fucking pulse, dumbass. What?
Wake up! Hey!
What the fuck is he doing? Scratching her head?
Wake up!
During this time too, like, yeah, call the ambulance. First, and like, first check her pulse. Don't hear, or you don't like feel anything. Yeah, CPR. Like, what the fuck? Take her out of the car and give her CPR while the ambulance is on their way. Like, instead of complaining and dealing with her body like this. Like, what the fuck? What's CPR? I don't know how he fucking got this job. Like, checking pulse and CPR did not cross his mind at all. Sorry. That's crazy.
Wake up! Come on!
Lisa Edwards was transported back to the hospital she was kicked out of, where she died on February 6, 2023.
That's so sad.
We all know smoking, obesity, and alcoholism can kill. But honestly, how much alcohol did this woman have access to in a nursing home? And how much exercise can you accomplish when you're confined to a wheelchair and you can't breathe? It's plain to most of us that Lisa tragically died from a lack of compassion. And it's crystal clear to me that medical staff and police officers on the scene just simply didn't do.
How's the stream been? It's been pretty good. Right now we're watching the disturbing case about Lisa Edwards. I don't know if you heard about it, but I mean it happened this year. I'm not sure if a lot of people have. I was just scrolling YouTube and I found this and I was like, oh, this seems kind of interesting. I love like watching like these type of cases and stuff. But yeah, it's a sad case so far. It's very, very sad. She got neglected by police, the hospital. She had no one, which is really fucking sad. Like, I don't know how long this was going on, where she was like begging the hospital, maybe within like a few days, I guess. And yeah, like this is how like you leave the fucking earth. Like, it's sad, begging for help and just any sort of respect. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's what we're watching right now. Chill with the alcohol. That's what I was thinking too, bro. I was like, damn, how much alcohol? I was like, that show up next? That's
do enough to help her. After viewing the shocking video of Lisa's final interactions, August Boylan, who's married to Lisa's son, Tim Boylan, said it was very clear she couldn't use her left side. Her speech got slurred as things progressed. That's one of the first signs you see with a stroke. To me, it's very evident.
That is
August
true too. I
is
don't
a
know why I
registered
totally
nurse.
forgot to like bring that up. I was too busy. But yeah, like you can tell when people there's different like signs when it comes to people having a stroke. Like with the stroke, right? Like it's your left. They were talking about the left side, right? Is it ever the right side? Like your face, it would get droopy, slurred speech, you just go like all limp and shit or something like that, right? I think so. I mean, that's what they're talking about now. I missed the streams. I thought No, I didn't do the giveaway just yet. I'm announcing it on Friday. I'm announcing the giveaway on Friday. So it's the pin thing or the link that Kirk just the command in chat right now. You just have to follow the socials and that's it. Pretty easy. Review phase. Yep.
She added that Lisa had 4 heart attacks before dying on Monday. August said, she died 4 times and they brought her back 4 times. Lisa's son, Tim Boylan, told WATE News, if I treated someone the way they treated her, I'd be in jail right now, heading to prison. Why are they not? I have no idea. Fort Sanders Hospital said, the hospital has been in contact with Miss Edwards' family and expressed our sorrow soon after their loss. Well, while that's very Jesus of them, it wasn't Jesus enough to save Lisa's life. The officers involved were placed on administrative leave, but after the case was looked at by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the District Attorney General's office said there won't be any criminal charges. Knoxville police say Lisa wasn't handcuffed and no excessive force was used when handling her. One of the officers jerked Lisa's head backwards by pulling her hair. What part of that isn't excessive? If I did that to you, or you to me, it would be assault. It seems to me like one thing stood between Lisa Edwards and the air she so
I hope her family really, I mean, it happened this year. I don't know if like it's a closed case or something, but I hope they're really like fighting for this because that's
desperately
so fucked.
needed. Lack of interest, concern, or sympathy, also known as indifference. Compassion might have saved Lisa's life. After police officer Chief Paul watched the videos of how his officers treated Lisa, he stated, my expectation is that our officers treat every person they encounter, regardless of the context or situation, with respect, dignity, and basic decency. We should also take pride in helping those who need it. Well, Mr. Officer Two First Names, I saw the video too. In my opinion, I failed to see any elements of respect, dignity, or basic decency. Lisa was denied these things, and now someone's friend, mother, and grandmother is no longer breathing. So who is at fault? According to the autopsy, Lisa Edwards died from a stroke and natural causes. Because of that, the medical examiner reports that at no time did law enforcement interaction cause or contribute to Miss Edwards' death. But I find that hard to believe. Surely their behavior added to her stress and through their negligence.
And they were talking about how before this, she was at the hospital and she had 4 heart attacks, right? 4 heart attacks. They brought her back to life 4 times. I feel like if someone has had that many heart attacks, like, there's gonna be another, right? Like, there's obviously something wrong with them. Like, they need help. Like, I don't know. That's why I feel like it's also part of, like, the hospital's fault. Because, like, they should have kept her there to still, like, keep an eye on her. And then another reason why I think it's the hospital's fault is because they didn't let these officers know that she's wheelchair bound. That's why they treated her like this. I feel like if they shared that information, I feel like that's a very important part. Like, she could still be alive or getting help, or this could have been avoided. Like, because she would have been sat upright and all that. They wouldn't have, like, put her through this much stress. Like,
failed to notice she was showing signs of a stroke. They failed to act as adequate first responders. They failed to administer aid. They failed to give Lisa the proper care and comfort she so desperately needed. Would they treat their own grandmothers that way? How would they feel if one of their loved ones was in that wheelchair on the receiving end of this kind of treatment? Are they actually proud of their actions that day? There was nothing admirable about the behavior of those officers. In my opinion, they at least need to be retrained, possibly even fired and stripped of any license they hold to care for people.
I say fired, but honestly, with this system nowadays, they just got put on, like, what, probation or something? Probably not even for that long. That's usually what happens with, like, these type of cases. They just get, like, a slap on the hand, which is so fucked up because, like, they should be fired because then you're putting probation, like, of course they still have, like, their job. They're gonna, like, get it back. And you're just putting them out there, back into the world. Like, they're gonna do this to someone else again. And then it happens again. It's just gonna be a whole cycle. And it's just fucked because then still the system, all that's not gonna see that they did anything wrong. It's just,
I mean, look, I get it. Police have a lot to deal with daily. Their lives are constantly on the line and often on call. They deal with the worst of the worst. It's a very hard job and one that I simply couldn't do. I have a lot of respect for anyone who will don the uniform and stand between me and the bad guys, especially knowing that to go home at the end of a shift is a gift. So kudos to anyone who's willing to sacrifice their time and life for our safety. But this job requires people skills. I believe the officers that dealt with Lisa Edwards that day did not possess these skills. An innocent victim in dire need of medical attention was treated worse than the worst criminal. Surrounded by help, Lisa Edwards suffered alone and was utterly helpless as she slipped out of consciousness with no advocate to stand for her. These people are supposed to protect the helpless.
There was these officers and other, I don't know, EMTs or whatever. None of them, like, helped her at all. None of them, like, showed any of that. Like, it's so sad. It only takes one person to put all of these officers in check. I stand by that. Like, it takes one person. It doesn't matter if, like, you're a higher rank or something, or you just been, like, working in, like you have like years of experience on like someone else. You could be like a newbie and stuff, but like they know better too. Like it just takes one fucking person and none of them. Like in the beginning of the video, I swear there was like 10. Okay, maybe not 10, but like there was more than 4. And it's still sad that like out of 4, none of them said anything. Like
instead, they mocked Lisa, with one officer even stating, "It's Sunday, and I have better things to do." Nearly 600 generous donors have donated almost $16,000 to the family's memorial fund for Lisa and future attorney fees. Lisa's family retained attorney Devin M. Jacob to file civil suits against both the Knoxville Police Department and Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center. This horrific incident hits home for me. My own mother, Nana Black, who many of you have seen in previous videos, is Lisa Edwards' age. I spend most of my time in another country, so unfortunately, I'm not always able to look out for her. And as much as I try, I'm not always there to be her advocate. Several years ago, my mother was very sick with constant fatigue, which is highly unusual for her. I remember my mom as hyperactive, full of energy, and always busy. When I grew up, I knew that if my mother slowed down, something was wrong.
I wasn't expecting
One day she
this
finally
video to
went to
be,
the
like,
ER with a severe
like
stomachache,
this,
nausea,
you know?
headache, and persistent fatigue. The emergency room was busy as usual. My mom told the staff she had a history of kidney stones and thought she might have a kidney infection, but they found nothing. They told my mom she was wasting their time and dismissed her despite her arguments. They assumed she just wanted painkillers or narcotics, but that's not my mom, and she knew something wasn't right. But when things got worse, she refused to go back because they treated her like she was worthless and ultimately unworthy of their time. So she stayed home and expected to die.
sad.
Fortunately, she didn't, but she was very sick for quite a while. Months later, when my mom started having even more issues, she caved in and finally sought the help of a primary care physician. While trying to find the source of her symptoms, she asked him to test her for Lyme disease. He did as she asked and ran the whole tick-based disease panel to see what might come up, hoping to find something that would explain her symptoms. When the results came back, he told her she never had Lyme disease, but he did ask when she contracted Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever. According to the panel results, she definitely had the antibodies. Surprised, my mother told the doc that she'd never had it. He confirmed that she definitely had Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever in the past. He furthered his claim by stating that she would have likely been hospitalized for it, but she hadn't. My mother thought back and recalled the ER visit a year before when hospital staff had kicked her out for wasting their time. My mom explained to the doc that this must have been what was wrong with her, but the hospital never found the cause of her symptoms. The primary care physician said of course they didn't. They wouldn't have unless my mom had mentioned tick diseases and they'd ran the same panel he did. So just like Lisa Edwards, my mother knew something was wrong. She's an expert on her own body when it comes to knowing when something isn't right. Of course, Nana Black is no medical expert. That's why she went to the hospital to be assessed by them, the professionals. But they didn't listen and they didn't investigate. At least not properly. Like Lisa, There was no one to back my mother up and insist that the professionals do their job and, at very least, try to find the source of her illness. Many people who contract Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever die without treatment. The treatment is doxycycline, and without it, the disease can be fatal. Luckily, it wasn't fatal for my mom. She claims her German stubbornness saved her and that she's just too ornery to die. Now, you may not want to believe these stories. Or you may say that the victim's poor health is to blame for the consequences they suffered. Hospital staff couldn't find anything wrong, so nothing was wrong with these two women, right? Wrong. Medical professionals don't always get it right. After all, the profession is called a practice for a reason. Many diseases are not diagnosed or misdiagnosed every day. Just because medical professionals can't find the issue doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Let's take a look at a case from 2016. On December 21st of 2016, just 2 days before Christmas, 57-year-old Barbara Dawson was fighting for her life in a hospital parking lot rather than preparing for Christmas with her family. The events that day played out in a similar fashion to the events leading up to Lisa Edwards' demise. Barbara went to Callahan Liberty Hospital in Blountstown, Florida, complaining of severe stomach pain. Hospital staff checked her out and dismissed her, but Barbara refused to leave. The staff called the police to her room where Officer John Tadlock told her, "You can walk out of the hospital peacefully, or I can take you out of the hospital."
You can either walk out of here peacefully,
Oh my God.
or I can take you out of here.
Police Chief Mark Mallory said she was causing a disturbance in the hospital with her language and the volume of her voice. And you know what? She probably was. You know why? Because Barbara Dawson was dying and desperately using the last minute she had to beg someone to save her.
I can't even breathe.
Oh, come on, Bobby, let's go. Come on.
No, let's sit right here. Don't let him do this to me.
Ain't nothing I can do.
sad.
Come on, let's
Wait! Tell the doctor to get here. Come on, wait!
Dawson,
I hear music in this one.
behind your back,
Tell
please.
me.
Please put your hands behind your back.
This is so sad. Like, she's begging for help. I don't think any person would cause this much trouble and like just for no reason. Like, they're clearly like terrified asking for help. Hospitals be fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Like if they don't have like the funds for it and that's why they want them out of the hospital, hospitals won't deny you treatment. They will figure something out for you. Like, I know people struggle with that if they don't have insurance, but they will always find a way, in this case, not always, but usually they would try and find a way to like help, you know? Like, they'll figure something out. Like, I don't know, most hospitals wouldn't let one of their patients just die outside, like, in the parking lot.
Down, please.
I can't
Put your
breathe.
hand behind your back.
I can't breathe.
You seem to be breathing okay right
No,
now.
I can't.
Please
Please.
put your hand behind
I
your back.
beg you.
You're standing up and you're talking and you're breathing. I need you to please put your hand behind your back, ma'am.
Just don't care.
Please put your hand. You have had every
Send people home
opportunity.
with severe
Put
conditions.
yourself on you now.
Yeah, it's so sad.
No, please.
It really is. People who don't have like insurance, I always like feel for them, and
What
I
language
just
and
wish
volume would
that,
you
like,
use if the
like, I don't know, you know, like there are a lot of people out there like who don't have access to healthcare or like any of that. It's so sad. Like,
the shoe was on your foot? If someone had treated her with compassion, she also
the die
might
at
have
my
survived.
house?
Barbara repeatedly told them that she couldn't breathe, crying, "Please don't let me die." But the officer went ahead and arrested her for disorderly conduct and trespassing. He then handcuffed her before forcibly removing Barbara from the room. He took her out to the parking lot with the help of nurse Jennifer Waldorf and emergency medical technician Drew Peacock. Barbara continued to cry out that she couldn't breathe and needed her oxygen tank. In the parking lot, while they were trying to load Barbara into the patrol car, she collapsed and fell to the ground. After 20 minutes had passed, they rushed her back into the hospital
and another
where
thing I
Barbara
don't
Dawson...
get I keep pausing it. I'm sorry. It's just this whole thing has like gotten me so heated. Okay, so you guys know like the other like cop videos that we would watch, and some of the people who would like get arrested. Good night, Ninja. Have a good night. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. But all those other cop videos that we've watched, like they didn't need medical attention, but they still got it because they requested it from those officers, right? And you can obviously tell with those type of people that they didn't need medical attention, but they requested it and they still like took them to the hospital. So it's like, that's what I don't get. Like those two cases, like they didn't need medical attention, they still took them, no problem. And then these cases right here, they're begging for help, crying for help, like, and they're kicking them out of the hospital and then arresting them. Like, that makes no fucking sense to me. What the fuck? Hospitals be wasting your money. Healthcare shouldn't be expensive or have to be paid. Yeah, it really shouldn't. When my dad was in the hospital years ago and when he was sick, he told a story on, one night he was in pain, radioed the nurse, and he said it's 12 a.m. and I need my medicine. The nurse got an attitude and said it's not 12, it's 11:59. 20 minutes later, what the fuck? Yeah, some people with like the police system, medical, like some people don't need that or should have that job. Like, huh? Doctor told them they're good. They're probably gonna slice the doctor. Person's screaming for their, yeah. I don't know. It's just so fucked up though. Like, I don't know.
Was declared dead. The medical examiner's office stated that she died from
what? Oh, yo. Thank you for the follow. What the fuck? Is that me? Yo. What the hell? You know the police can deny you hospital service if they shoot you? Well,
from a blood clot in her lungs due to being excessively overweight. But the real question is, what could have been done to prevent her death? The Mayo Clinic, who had nothing to do with these cases but is a great source for medical information, defines a pulmonary embolism as a blood clot that blocks and stops the flow of blood to an artery in the lung. In most cases, the blood clot starts in a deep vein in the leg and then travels to the lung. Rarely, the clot forms in a vein in another part of the body. A pulmonary embolism can be life-threatening. However, prompt treatment greatly reduces the risk of death. Some symptoms of a pulmonary embolism include shortness of breath, being unable to catch your breath, chest pain, fainting, lightheadedness, dizziness, excessive sweating, and others. Barbara was experiencing some of these symptoms, namely breathing issues, before she collapsed in the parking lot. Anyone can get blood clots, regardless of their weight. Skinny people and healthy people get pulmonary embolisms all the time.
That's scary.
Yes, certainly
That's
weight
scary.
can increase your risk. Being overweight is definitely not a healthy thing, and it's true that Barbara Dawson was a hefty woman. But many other factors, including surgery, pregnancy, supplemental estrogen, long plane trips and car rides, all can lead to an embolism.
Are scary. They
The
can
sad
happen to
fact is that
anyone.
1/3 of people who
At
have
any
pulmonary
time.
embolism will die without treatment.
This is a different
I
story.
think
It
Miss
is, yes. But they're like similar cases to the Lisa Edwards one, where they're begging for help and the police just. Yeah.
Barbara Dawson proves that point. But she didn't have to be part of the 1/3. The hospital said
Does
a
depression
pulmonary
also lead
embolism is
to it?
often immediate
To
and
blood
fatal.
clots?
It is difficult to
I'm not sure.
detect and can be impossible to treat. They also stated that they continue to grieve the loss of a patient and a
also don't know
member
what
of the
causes
community.
blood clots,
And I'm
to be
sure they do,
honest.
now that her demise is a blight on their reputation. But the hospital's reputation didn't appear to matter
no
that
one can
much when they
avoid
were
it.
asserting their superior intelligence and waiving their
Actually,
authority by
that's
treating
rich.
this woman the way they did. The family's lawyer, Benjamin Crump, said there wasn't a dry eye when they listened to the last hour or so of her life. He was referring to the video of Barbara's interactions with the police officer. Much like Lisa Edwards, Barbara Dawson.
Greasy food, obesity, I think. Yeah, I feel like it's just the way that you take care of yourself. But okay, so this is like off topic with the video, but okay, hold on. It says okay, I searched right now because the video was talking about blood clots, right? Okay, so I searched what causes blood clots because it said that it could happen to like anyone, any age, if you're like fit, skinny, all that. And then it says situations in which a blood clot is more likely to form in veins include being on long-term bed rest. I sleep a lot. Sitting for long periods such as in plane or car. I'm kind of gaming all the time. GG. That's what I say. I'm always in my chair. Oh, like gaming. You're just sitting or in bed. But I feel like we can all relate to that though, right? Not just me. It's gonna make me want to not play Valo. No, I know. Taking birth control pills? What the fuck? Yeah, okay, it is GG, all you, bro. What the fuck? No, I don't sleep. Honestly, sleep. Okay, ways to prevent blood clots? Wear loose-fitting clothes, socks, or stockings. Okay. Raise your leg 6 inches above your heart from Okay. What? Raise your legs 6 inches above your heart from time to time? What? Okay. Okay. I could do that. Special stockings called compression. Oh, okay. If they prescribe them. Do exercises your doctor gives you? Change your position often. Thought I'd always be moving though. Smart. I've been doing that whenever I'm with them. Yo. Okay. Well, we're gonna put that down. What'd you miss though? You actually missed a lot. This was actually like, I feel like this is a good part of the stream. We're just like, react. I don't know, where'd you leave off? I don't know where you left. Are you sitting on your leg? Yeah, I always sit on my leg. But yeah, no, we're just, the first part of the video was talking about the Lisa Edwards case, and then now we're talking about, like, similar cases where, okay. Well, yeah, now it's just talking about similar cases to the Lisa Edwards case where, they were, like, refused help and stuff, and yeah. It's just sad.
Was a heavier woman weighing around 270 pounds. When the officer struggled to get her loaded into the back of his patrol car, she fell to the pavement. He believed she was faking her illness and was just being non-compliant. He even mocked her, stating that falling down like this, laying down, that's not going to stop you from going to jail. Medical staff came out to monitor her vitals while she was...
Full 40 minutes of her? Yep. I didn't think I was. I didn't think I was gonna watch this entire thing, but it's been pretty good.
On the pavement. They acted as if nothing was wrong with her, even though she was unresponsive. Finally, a doctor went out to check on her. He said Barbara was in a completely different state than she was when he decided to discharge her. So he quickly ordered that she be readmitted. But it was too little, too late, unfortunately. And Barbara Dawson was dead. It's clear to me that the hospital tried to shift the blame and deflect responsibility. They claim they've dealt with Barbara on several occasions and that she had been ordered off the property before. They claim she was a difficult patient by demanding to know what medication they were giving her, what it was for, and what procedures they were running. Barbara's aunt, Angela Donor, said, if she don't think something's right, she's going to tell them, and they don't like that. But apparently, at least in this instance, that's exactly what they needed. They didn't recognize a patient in distress until that patient was dead. Doctors and nurses are humans and they make errors too. Asking them questions pertaining to your care is your right as your own advocate. So many medications have similar names but very different purposes. None of us want to be given the wrong medication or have the wrong limb amputated. Asking questions shouldn't be a sin. A law firm from Tallahassee, Parks and Crump, represented the Dawson family in filing a suit against the hospital, plus 2 of its employees, the city of Blountstown, and the officer involved in the incident back in July of 2016. The Dawson lawsuit claims allegations of false imprisonment, lack of emergency care, battery, and a civil rights violation. 2 of the hospital's former employees were fired after the incident. Hospital spokesperson Sandy Porreda said the hospital has made substantial improvements in staff training as well as policies and procedures in an effort to regain the trust of the community since Barbara Dawson's demise. But that's going to be a long road to recovery for them. On July 10th of 2017, Judge Robert Hinkle found that the Blountstown Police Department and Officer Tadlock were not responsible for Barbara's death. But I say again, indifference can kill. Here was a woman in crisis who was both ignored and arrested while she was pleading for her life to be saved. On August 7th, the Dawson family settled with Calhoun Liberty Hospital for $200,000. The judge had previously decided that they could only go forward with a jury trial for denying emergency medical care. The other charges were dismissed. So I guess the settlement meant some form of closure for the family, but I'm sure the loss of their loved one was a much greater cost. At least they didn't have to go to trial. But in any event, I'd say it was never about the money, but rather responsibility, accountability for both actions and inaction. The hospital had to accept their responsibility in the lack of care that contributed to Barbara's demise. Women aren't the only victims when it comes to this kind of indifference. On December 18th of 2022, in Springfield, Illinois, Earl Moore, a 35-year-old alcoholic who was trying to kick the habit cold turkey, was subjected to indifference by EMS personnel. Just like Lisa and Barbara, Earl paid with his life. A call was placed to the Springfield Police Department because Earl was experiencing hallucinations due to alcohol withdrawal. The police officers who responded should be commended on their respectful interaction with a nearly unresponsive Earl Moore. As the body cam footage shows, they were very polite and courteously presented him with common questions in order to better gauge his mental state. They asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital, and as they patiently observed Earl, they never raised their voices. They spoke with him as if he were their brother. It was quite impressive to see their humanity selfly on display, and when they felt certain that he needed medical attention, they called an ambulance. By the time the Lifestar ambulance services arrived, Earl seemed like he was on the verge of fully losing consciousness.
You know where home is?
North 25th. Stay here with me.
Well, we're going to stay here, but you're not on North 25th.
You know who the president is? You know what year it is, bud? Yeah.
Let's start with this. You know what your name is? Can you give us that?
Earl 20. Earl Moore.
Earl, what's your last name? What's going on with you, my man?
The 2 EMS workers, Peggy Finley and Peter Cadigan, treated Earl as if he wasn't worth their time. They insisted that he had to walk out to the ambulance if he wanted to go to the hospital. Peggy Finley yelled at Earl to quit acting stupid and, "I'm seriously not in the mood for this dumb shit." Police stood by quietly to assist while Peggy insisted, "We ain't carrying you." She and her partner Peter Cadigan didn't carry a stretcher into the house for Earl Moore either. Instead, they left it in the yard. They didn't even attempt to help Earl get outside. The police officers got on each side of the man and basically carried him out themselves while coaxing him to use his legs. But he seemed to have no strength and his legs just kept buckling underneath him.
Well, that's stupid.
Stop.
Sit up. Sit up now. I am not playing with you tonight. Sit up. Where's your birthday?
March 22nd. March 22nd.
Why the fuck are they treating him like this?
Earl, do you want to go to the hospital, ma'am? We need to get up.
You're gonna have to walk because we ain't carrying you.
So let's get up on your feet.
Because I am seriously not in the mood for this dumb shit.
You can walk. Come on. Let's stand up. Come on, let's do it, Earl. I know you can do it. I've seen you do it.
Well, with all these crime videos, I'm expecting you to do an escape room. Why an escape room? What is happening? All my homies hate Peggy? Yeah, fuck Peggy. Honestly. Yeah, keep fucking Peggy banned. I don't know. Keep her banned. I'm gonna finish my essay. Okay, good luck. This is the lyric. The fact that they let her talk like that, right? That's so what? She deserved the ban. I agree. Fuck Peggy.
No.
Stand up. Use your legs.
Oh.
Come on, Earl. Get you some help, bud. Let's take the coat with them. Yeah, I got your coat. Come on.
Wait.
Nope, we're not doing that. We're going to the house. Only way we're going to get you is if we walk through the house. Come on, Earl. You're not dead weight.
She ain't making it out. I can't reach the door handle. Bruh. I'm even smarter than the monkey test.
Alright.
I gotta have someone do the escape room with me. Duh.
Get up.
Imagine Kirk and I doing the escape room with our one brain cell. Oh god. Nah,
How are you gonna go? Or are you gonna stay for it?
Our one fucking brain cell.
You need to get up and walk.
Kirk and I honestly share a brain cell.
What's up?
Hey, Carrie.
What's up, buddy?
Don't doubt my boy.
You wanna go? Alright.
As Earl kept dipping down, the officers kept gently lifting him back up to his feet.
Okay.
Finally, after several falls, they got him
Making it
outside,
out, leaving you behind?
off the
Hell
porch,
nah.
and close to the stretcher in the yard. The weak man simply fell across the top of it on his belly. The two EMTs tightly strapped him to the gurney, face down, and loaded him into the ambulance. According to Memorial Health, a patient should never be transported face down. When Peggy Finley radioed the hospital to let them know they're coming, she told them she wasn't going to take Earl Moore's vitals because she didn't want to poke the bear. So his vitals were never monitored in the ambulance. Unfortunately, in that position, face down and tightly confined, Earl couldn't breathe and he died of asphyxia. Hospital staff tried to resuscitate him, but he was officially pronounced dead an hour after arriving. Teresa Haley, president of the Springfield branch of the NAACP, said that Earl was shown no compassion whatsoever and that he should be alive today. She is absolutely correct. Hospital staff tried to resuscitate him, but he was officially pronounced dead an hour after arriving. Teresa Haley, president of the Springfield branch of the NAACP, said that Earl was shown no compassion whatsoever and that he should be alive today. She is absolutely correct, in my opinion. In a press release, Springfield police said the officers took steps to assist the patient, to get him the care he needed, even waiting on the scene to ensure the medical personnel loaded the patient into the ambulance. The officers, who are not emergency medical professionals, are not trained nor equipped to provide the necessary medical treatment or to transport patients in this type of situation. Yes, the officers were very professional and courteous. They even performed duties that weren't exactly defined in their job descriptions, but they did so anyway out of respect for this poor man who was simply trying to get his life back on track. That's called humanity. It's the opposite of indifference in many ways. The autopsy report showed that Earl's death was a homicide caused by compressional and positional asphyxia. On January 9th of 2023, State Attorney Dan Wright charged Peggy Finley and Peter Cadigan with first-degree murder. The pair were held in jail on $1 million bonds. They faced 20 to 60 years in prison, years of which could have been avoided with just a few minutes of compassion and a moment of consideration for Earl Moore. Once again, civil rights attorney Ben Crump and his partner Robert C. Hilliard filed a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of the Moore family. The suit is against both paramedics and their employer, Lifestar Ambulance Services. But the drama doesn't end there. In an effort to save her career and win back her freedom, Peggy Finley wanted police to tell hospital officials that Earl Moore was confused and combative when the ambulance arrived at his home. But of course, police videos show that he was barely able to respond, let alone fight anyone. On January 20th
Middle
of
club, no, we've been
2023,
CPR
Judge
lessons.
Raylene Grischow ruled that there is probable cause to charge the paramedics with murder. Bail was reduced from $1 million to $100,000, so the pair would only need to come up with $10,000 to be released until the trial. These cases prove just how important it is to have an advocate with you when you go to the hospital. But it's sad to think you may need someone you trust sitting by your side taking notes when you're in the company of those whom you should be able to trust to save your life. This shouldn't be something you have to worry about in times of a medical emergency, but these stories are proof of a cause for concern. Is it likely that medical staff or other public servants will treat you this way? No, of course it's not. Regardless of what the media tells you, most of these professionals are there to help, not hurt. But on the other hand, no one thinks it can happen to them until it's too late. Voice your concerns when you need to do so, but do so with respect. These people are overworked and worn out. When you need them, do your best to be courteous. And if you're part of the medical profession in any way, shape, or form, listen to the people you treat. Have patience with your patients, their lives, and your freedom may depend on it. And always remember that indifference kills. This was certainly the case for the victims in this story. Rest in peace, Lisa Edwards, Barbara Dawson,